Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with more Kamihime project. Now, this video is a little bit long overdue because of the fact that there's been a lot of questions before about this, not just from me, but from others as well. And it's about trying to build decent teams or whatnot. Like for instance, our current event is the Eat Yourself event, and you're gonna want to win team. So how do you go about that? Well, there's a few steps if you come look at my current setup right now. Now I can't sit up and edit this team because for some reason it did some little raid glitch. But let's look at another team that actually benefits quite a lot from my current weapons. Now, for instance, I've had like many different Kamihime, like some are R rarity. You see, I got two SR Thunder ones. In fact, this one can finally hit the max level, which is 80 for SSR. And then I got two SRs right here. And then you got your soul. That's your standard will setup. But however, who you pick determines what they can do. Like her mod, for example, like she's got some decent skills if you know how to use her right. This intercept ability, she'll not only block an oncoming attack when she's hit by it, but it only lasts for one turn anyways. But she'll not only block an oncoming attack, but send the damage back at someone with a higher damage rate. So it's like, for example, say an enemy wants to hit her for like 1,000 damage, she'll block it entirely and then send it right back for about I think like 10,000 or something like that, depending on her buffs. And speaking of buffs, she has this one right here, which is energy charge. Now, the whole deal damage to itself thing is not entirely true. It's a debuff that sticks burning on her, but the entire thing lasts one turn. She'll up her attack power, up her combo rate, which is both double and triple attack, but also stick burning on herself for one turn, which means she's going to lose, I think, roughly 5 to 10% of her HP, somewhere around that mark every time you use it. So make sure you got a decent healer or something, or somebody that can actually remove status debuffs. And then there's this one where it's just a typical damage thing. But say for instance we go to somebody else that's got a little bit more utility in there. Like a good example of this is Romeo right here, who I've kept in my Thunder Party since near the very beginning when I started playing this. Like I kept her in my Thunder Party every time I used her, even in other parties before I got a lot of them. But there's this ability right here where it increases all allies burst gauges, and all three of her moves has a chance of putting dizziness on, which is why she's also pretty good. But this one it gives a raw burst increase of I think 10 to everyone. It's either 10 or 15, somewhere around that mark. This one she gives a very nice attack and defense buff to everyone. And then this one she does thunder damage to all enemies. Interesting thing about this is the fact that this one is the only one of her three moves where it'll put dizziness on all enemies if you're lucky, so keep that in mind. But that's the whole thing. Now the assist abilities, don't rely on them too much, but they do help. But they're like extra effects or whatnot. I don't know, it depends. And I don't know if it's party wide or it's at least character based on those. In the case of a soul, however, any well bonuses down here just apply to the soul. And as you can see, I got quite a lot of them because I maxed out quite a lot of souls. But there's different abilities that this soul can do too. Like you can even set extra abilities you get. Like this sneak attack I got from Granuel, who I'm actually using in this event because she's got a SSR wind gun that's equipped on her right now. But see, this one, like attack up when enemies raging. My guess is that assist abilities do work for the entire party, but I'm not fully sure. But anyways, going back to the whole team, right? Trying to come up with a team that helps you out, like unless it's like a really hard stage, you won't need a unless it's like a really hard stage, you won't need a healer. And then when it comes to mains and subs, you can put whoever for that. Put subs if you feel like you're not going to like. Say I'm going up against a really hard stage like a Ragnarok stage, I would put all subs of the same element that will help me out the most. Like for instance, that Apocalypse one, I had an entire team of healers for subs and light characters just to sip and do damage. Like that's the best way to go for that one. But speaking of damage as well, like here's weapons basically. And think about this is you want weapons that will complement your team a lot. Naturally you're going to have this main weapon one for your soul. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky depending on what you got, but yeah. And this is a big thing about these weapons, but there's like two special things that help you out more than what they just show. Because for instance, this shows that it gives me 99 HP and 12 about a little over 1200 attack to everybody. However, if you go into it, there's an extra little effect down here. Impulse Assault. Now, actually looking up this info, I came to find out that the skill bonuses for the weapon skills, it is 0.5% at a for a level 1 rare. It is 3.5% for a level 1 SR. And it's 6.5% for a level 1 SSR. But each level increases all of those rarities by 0.5%. And they do stack. So if you got like say a level 1 R with another level 1 R, then that's a total of 1%. That will increase it. So they do stack. But you're going to also want to level them up too. And in order to do that, you need to use weapons that have other weapon skills. Of course, naturally, the higher the rarity, the better off you are. But you're not going to want to use SSRs as fodder. But anyways, looking at this, you can see I got a level 5. So that's I think roughly 8% increase in everybody's attack power. And as you can see, it'll really add up. Because I think it's 11% for level 10. But the thing is, I haven't seen anything go past level 10. I've actually tried on a wind weapon I got, and it doesn't seem to be going any higher. Like I tried 2 times with like 70% or higher increases. Maybe it's bad luck or not, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to risk it anymore because I got another one that's only like level 3 and it's SSR. And the SSR ones are really hard to get the weapon skills up if you use the straight R weapons. But yeah, as you can see, there's quite a few Thunder ones that's happening yet. Trying to get ones that complement you the most. Like, if you can get really high weapon skill levels, then SR weapons might be the way to go for you. But in my case, I got a lot of SSR weapons, and as you can see, some of them are multiple elements. Like, I got 4 Wind SSR on my Wind team, and my Thunder team's got 5. Which is why my Thunder team seems to be one of the strongest ones I've got. But yeah, there's also some extra effects when you use your burst with the main weapon, which is another thing to know about too. Like I've seen regeneration on one of them, I've seen poisoned on another, burning on another. There's one that absorbs HP when you use your burst. It depends. And then the biggest thing, which is another little hidden factor, each character in the game, Souls and Kamihime, they get an innate 1.2 multiplier, meaning a 20% increase in stats whenever you have their favorite weapon somewhere in the weapon setup. It's obvious for souls. So, Like, there's two favorite weapons, I think, for souls. I don't know if it's one or two. But someone like a Kamihime, like I found out that Nikke's you'd think it's guns, but hers is actually arcane weapons. So if you have like an arcane weapon in there, she gets a 20% increase in stats, I think. So there's ways to really stack a lot of stuff. It's a little hidden secret to actually get more power. But speaking of more power on this again. Now, the Eidolons is a really big one because also if you notice that weapons tend to give you far more attack power. Like there's 12,000 just from that, almost 13,000. And then HP mainly comes from your Eidolons. Now, I've got quite a few Eidolons right here to actually give pretty nice boosts and whatnot. Now, you want to actually get a main Eidolon that really complements your team. Like for instance, I got Huang Long, and you see her effect right here. 40% attack power to Thunder characters, 20% HP to Thunder characters as well. And then she also got a really nice summon ability that extends the duration of stun, so it's really good for when you stun an enemy because one, the combo rate's up much higher when an enemy's stunned, and two, it's the simple fact that they're not going to use their burst attacks. So the little dots that are right beside their HP bar, it's like that won't fill up, and then if it's full, they can't use it if they're stunned. And for some weird reason, pulling weapons and Eidolons from the Gacha is stronger than the ones you'll find in events. Just to point that out there. Like, especially just when you notice the Eidolon effects, it's like she's got Ixion's best Eidolon effect right there. And she hasn't even been broken limit. You need to break limit Ixion like 4 times to match this. But like I'm not really gonna change her. But as you can see, I've got a nice little list of SSR. Like I know this one increases attack power for a few turns. This one lowers enemy attack power for a few minutes. Because debuffs last minutes for some weird reason. She gives you resistance against thunder attacks, which is actually good for this event. She applies blindness. She restores removes 1 debuff from you. This one adds poison. Just pick and choose what tends to work best for you, but at the same time keep a good eye on their stats. Like I naturally pick the ones with the most attack power and HP, but also try to keep their skills in mind too. Which is why I don't have her equipped right now. She's actually pretty good for this event. I might stick her in there if I can. But other thing to worry about the Eidolon effects is the fact that you can stack them with your friends. So make sure to always try to select a friend Eidolon. Make as many friends as you can on this game. They really help out. But anyways, going back to the edit list, there is one more thing, beside of course the obvious trying to break limit everything to make it stronger. But there's one more obvious thing. Now, you've noticed a lot of my stuff have plus numbers on there. Like +1, +3, +5, +8. One of my Eidolons had +50 something. When you sometimes summon something from a gacha, it could be the event gacha, it could be the normal gacha, it can be a premium gacha. Like there's a chance you might find something that has a plus number on it, like +1 or something. When you actually use that in enhancements, then that plus value transfers to something else. You get 3 attack and 1 HP for each plus value, and it goes up to 99. So that's 99 HP and 297 attack power you can give to everything, and that can stack up pretty nicely because if I got plus 99 on all this, that is about almost 1,000 HP and almost 3,000 attack to everyone. And I could do the same thing for Eidolons and then the characters themselves. So that's if you somehow manage to grind enough or gacha enough or whatever to get those plus values on everything, that would give you almost 7,000 attack or actually no, almost 7,000 HP and almost 2,100 attack, I think, or something like that. No, that's almost it's 2,100 HP, and it's either way, it's a huge boost. I'm not gonna try to get the math out on that one. You can figure that out. But yeah, when you try to enhance and everything, just keep these three things in mind. And naturally, of course, the SSRs are stronger, but from what I found out before, if you can get either some really high weapon skills on your SSR stuff, or simply put just sip and break limit them, then you're better off going for that. But if you can't, then you're better off going for the SR ones, in my opinion. Now, I found out that it's very easy to break limit R weapons and then try to get their weapon skills up there. They might surpass the SRs, but they're not going to surpass SSR when you get an SSR weapon up there with weapon skills and all that. Now, in the case you have Eidolons, I don't know, but you're naturally going to want the SSR Eidolons anyway because events hand them out like candy, and they got some pretty good effects when you start getting them higher rarities. Like, for instance, I have an Eidolon Jabberwock. I don't know if she's in this team, but I have an Eidolon Jabberwock that gives me 50% wind attack and ups the ability damage from ability skills used in the run. So she's insane. I also have a friend that has her too, so that's double attack power. Should I step and get that friend? That's what makes that really good. But and then the obvious question is, how do you even enhance stuff anyways? Well, naturally, you don't want to use any like, even though there's plus values or whatnot for a lot of stuff, you don't want to give them to your Kamihime. You want them to be on your weapons and Eidolons first. When you have plus 99 on everything that you're using, that's when you want to go and sip and start putting plus stuff on your Kamihime. You need plus weapons in order to upgrade Kamihime. You need plus Eidolons to upgrade Eidolons. So plus weapons can upgrade two things, and plus Eidolons only upgrade one. But other than that, you're going to want stuff to up your weapon skills and whatnot. Like, for instance, I'm in the process of leveling this weapon right now, and it's almost done. I need roughly, I'd say, 6 more items, depending on what I use. Now, it's a gun, so any gun weapons I sip and pick up, regardless of element, will sip in and give me a bonus. In the case of Eidolons, you'll get bonus EXP for using same element Eidolons. Now, I don't know how you sip and get bonus EXP for Kamihime, but at the same time, it's best not to try to upgrade them and just level them up normally, because you can get that. The only time you should ever be using Enhance on the Kamihime is if you have plus 99 on all your stuff and still got spare plus weapons and all that, but that can take an extremely long time considering the fact that you need well over 2,000 of them. So, that's one thing to keep in mind. But as you can see, I've got that to level 50. If I manage to get another one, because I just recently pulled this from a gacha. I think it's the Magic Jewel gacha. But if I manage to get another one, I can break limit it and then go further. As you can see, I got a fully limit broken SR, which will come in handy for my water team. This one came from the Ixion event. When they rerun it, I'll be able to get that maxed out. But I've done so much on the Ixion event that I don't really need too much on there. Because they'll rerun events eventually. Rerun of Ixion, and that will be very good right there. Because as you can see on my Eidolons, Ixion's already got her 4 stars. Which means I got her 5 times in that event. Oh, and this one's much better than I thought. She's plus 65. Like, she's the first Eidolon I ever had that was SSR. And that was from a pre-gacha thing. And then I pulled her again eventually. I've had her on my team ever since the start of the game, like all of my teams. And naturally, since Ixion can get has 4 stars, she's the only one that can hit level 100, which is a very good thing because naturally, the higher the level, the bigger the stats. So, especially when it comes to Eidolons, try to get as many stars as you can on them. The event ones definitely, because you can get event Eidolons much easier than the Gacha ones. Like I still got to be lucky and pull this chick 3 times in order to get her up there. But it starts getting really hard to level them sometime around like after you start getting 2-star status, that's where it starts getting really hard to level them up with different stuff. Like for instance, I'm already trying to level up this one. And then if you hit the recommended thing, it will just send all N and rarity. And if they don't have a plus value, they'll get selected. It's a little quickie to sip and trying to enhance something, but there's better methods too. Although I do try to pay attention to plus values too, because I don't necessarily need plus value on her, but the ones that are really high level or really high plus value already, those ones I want to put the pluses on. That's just preference for me. But when you enhance, you only get to pick up the 20 items at once, so that's how it is. And then there's a 10% chance that you get double EXP from enhancement, so that's another thing to worry about. Like if you use a batch of SR enhancement materials, like the ones you can get for the Banquet of Angels and the Wild Dance of Spirits and Beasts, if you can get a whole bunch of those, then yeah. Except for that, those dungeons are only out every Sunday and only 3 hours on those Sundays. I made a video about that one too. But it hands down gives you the best rate of those enhancement materials, and even the R ones are pretty good on the EXP you gain. But that's all I really can say about this, because the rest comes up to experimenting with your teams and whatnot yourself. But to give you a nice little leg up when it comes to getting said materials on enhancements, definitely do the daily quests if you can, because they'll give you a lot of stuff. And then they'll eventually lead into the weekly quests, which I've already done. Like, see, here's 3 SR weapon things, and then here's 3 SR Eidolon materials. And see, I'm almost done with this raid battle thing thanks to this event. But they'll give you a lot of stuff, especially in the case of the weekly things too, because if you can manage to get 10 of these Draconic Eye Shards, you can trade them in for I think it's an SSR weapon skill thing, which will almost guarantee it, and a weapon skill upgrade for a long time. It's like the only SSR thing ever. But at the same time, you can, like, it will take 10 weeks in order to sip and do that. So theoretically, if you're a free player not able to sip and, like, if you're a free player, chances are you're not pulling off getting too many Draconic Eyes. Because to even get one, you have to get a SSR Kamihime weapon at more than once. But as you can see, it'll guarantee a SSR ticket. And this one's an SR Kamihime one. If you can keep getting these. And then this thing's a weapon skill thing, which gives you a lot of weapon skill percentage chance. But the other thing too is the fact that, like, running the daily quest for materials, you can trade them once a day here. Trade them as needed, because you're going to need a lot of this stuff. And then the events will also give you the little books too, in order to get your SR and your SSR even higher. Like, I've managed to rack up quite a bit of these items too. But this is the biggest thing that you need to worry about too, if you're really trying to bring out the strongest of your Kamihime. Like, these 2 specific items you'll want to go after as well. Now, the event rate gachas is good to sip and do that for, but yeah. Also, another sad thing too is the fact that event raids tend to give you a lot of these. You'll rack these up a lot. I've already got so many of them. But getting back on point, you'll want to do raids for these materials. These are very hard to come by in my opinion, but you can get them from the strongest daily quest for that. Like for example, the strongest one will drop that. And then going really deep in the thing, I got a lot of these crystals I'm just not using. I got these books from the events. You need them from events. You cannot get them any other way. This one's for your SR, and this one's for your SSR. You need 5 of them in order to sip and get that 4th limit break for those 2 rarities. That's something very big to watch out for. I've only ever done it on 2 characters, which is Bellabog, which is my one of my light SSR healers, and she's the one that applies regeneration I've used in a lot of videos. And then I got these for Thor, because Thor is like the first SSR I've managed to pull, and she was a pretty good one. I'm planning on getting one for Sevarog, or however you pronounce her name, my fire SSR, because of the fact that she also is a very, very strong one. But I'd say get them as needed, because you need to focus a little bit more on trying to get the Eidolons, multiple copies of the Eidolons, and then maybe the SSR weapon too. But if you can spare some stuff for them, go for them. Definitely go for them, because it will help you out a lot. But anyways, that's all I really can say for that. Like, you just got to go exploring and experimenting from this point on. But this should give you a very good leeway on how to get your team stronger, and possibly even try to get you some very good team builds. Because like I said, you're going to need healers if the challenge is tough. Like, unless you really know what you're doing, always bring a healer, maybe even 2 or more, because sometimes 1 isn't enough. But you're going to need debuffers, you're going to need buffers. Like her, for instance, Beelzebub, she's a very, very good buffer when it comes to attack power. But it's at the cost of some defense, and not being able to use some abilities for 2 turns too. But she'll really spike your attack power. But like, get some good team comps and whatnot, and try to do other stuff. If you're a paying player, then these are definitely the way to go, these little deals, because they can get quite expensive. Like, these 2 are $100 alone. And then it says limited 5 of these. Chances are they're going to sip up at the 10. So if, say for instance, they did up at the 10, and you managed to buy all of these, you just spend $300. But they do give you the best gacha chances, period, point blank, because you're guaranteed an SSR Kamihime on this one. I recommend you get these 2, if anything, because the SSR Eidolons from the Gacha are much stronger than the event ones. SSR Kamihime, everybody wants those. And even if it's a duplicate, you'll get a Dragonic Eye, like I mentioned. And then these are pretty good too, because this one's going to give you I think it's an SR guaranteed Kamihime weapon. In fact, we could take a quick look at that. No, it's a SR guaranteed pull, just like a normal gacha. But this also gives these 2 skill enhancing items too. There's ones that gave you elixirs, ones that gave you energy seeds and whatnot. Yeah. Again, that's only if you're a paying player, because if you're a free player, then you're stuck with just magic jewels, and it's best to save up 3,000 of them before you do a pull, unless you just feel really lucky. But and then on top of that too, spam the normal gacha too, because unless you don't need to sip and level up an Eidolon, anything you get from the normal gacha will be good. Now, if you don't need to level up your Eidolons and you're hoping for weapon pulls because of the fact that you're almost always going to need to level up your weapons, and then you want the R weapon pulls anyway because of weapon skills. Even plus value stuff to pull too, so even Eidolons with that still help. But this is going on long enough. I've practically covered everything you need to know. If there's anything extra you might want to know or whatnot, you probably got to experiment yourself. But anyways, that's all for now, guys. Take care.